15 years old, blood on the pavement, crowd sitting around like it's entertainment. Got jumped in public, nobody saved them, walked away different. Mind rearranged and life never slowed, it just kept going. Pain tucked deep, but it kept growing. Accidents later, metal in motion, woke up hurting, still chosen. Doctors talking like they know my fate. Charles clipboards guessing my place, but when you live through shit they never face, you learn how to move at a different pace. I learned silence, learn patience, learn pain don't need translation. Every scar tell part of the statement. This the reason I ain't complacent. That's why I'm all in, yeah, every step, all in, even when I'm a mess. All in, when my body ain't right, when the night too long and the road too tight. I'm all in, not for the win, all in, just to still stand, all in, cause I survived. That's the reason I'm all in. Ohio raised me, cold air lungs, snow on the ground, but work still done. I-70 nights, 71 days, thinking how close I came to slipping away. 1937 scars still speak. 614 taught me how to lead. 513, 740 tapped in. Same storm hitting all our streets. I found faith when I ran out of strength. Not in a sermon, just breathing my chest. Something whispered, you ain't done yet. So I stayed standing through the disrespect. Now I try help, who stuck where I've been. Let them know they ain't weak for bending. If my pain can pull somebody through, then it finally means something too. Storms keep coming, I don't pretend. I just drive through them again and again. Hands on the wheel, eyes ahead. Faith in the dark like headlights. Find a way. That's why I'm all in, yeah, every step, all in, even when I'm a mess, all in, when my body ain't right, when the night too long and the road too tight, I'm all in, blood got bread, all in, still giving breath, all in, if you hearing this, you ain't alone, y'all meant this, like I'm all in, yeah, every step, all in, even when I'm a mess, all in, when my body ain't right, when the night too long and the road.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastermind here of Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another live stream where we are live every Friday at 4:20 p.m. Fix my background just a little bit. And if you're new to my content, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button. Appreciate you being here for another Friday. It is cold here in Ohio. We've got snow everywhere. It is snow everywhere. If you've been watching my videos, you've been seeing the snow everywhere. If you let me know in the comments how much snow you got and where you are. Also, location chat, where you at in Ohio. Please leave in my comments. We're just getting started here. So it's Friday. Let me know what you medicating on. You know what I'm saying? I'm running late, so I didn't have time to medicate before the stream. So we definitely want to know what you got going on. And again, don't forget to share the video with a friend. So today we're talking about, you guessed it, Michigan. We're talking about Michigan, and we're talking about the situation where the new law that's going to take effect in less than 60 days is going to, how should I say this, change what state. Right now, it's obviously federally illegal to cross state lines with cannabis, but what they're going to do now to change that is they're going to make this illegal for Ohio specifically. So what they're trying to do here is basically target us with this situation. And so I've been trying to explain this in so many ways where people don't get mad at me, but I'm just trying to tell you like it is. They're coming for us. And these are the people that are buying it in Michigan who don't know any better. We've been trying to tell you for a while. This is something that's coming. It's not even coming. This is here. In less than 60 days, this will become law. I'm trying to fix this graphic right now that I don't like. And so, there's a situation we got right now, and we hope that people will understand that this is something that's happening in real time, and that, even with all the stuff you're hearing on the news, this, that, and the other, what they're not telling you is that, pretty much everything's going to happen. There's not going to be this save the day moment unless it happens. Now, there's talk about this protection rollback thing. We're hearing this. They're saying they're going to do this. I don't want y'all to get wrapped up in that. I don't want you to be complacent with that, thinking, oh, they're going to roll back that. Even if they do all that, you got to remember, we're in Ohio law, where they already done this. They already made this law. They already done this. So in order for it to be changed again, this will have to either go to the ballot or something like that. And so that's where we are with it. So it's like we want people to understand. We want to change this too, But we can't unless we get people educated on how to change these things. And if you don't know how to change these things, then it makes it a lot harder for you as a consumer to really understand what we're trying to get you to see. Because right now it's hard, it's easy for somebody to just go hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban. Keep telling you hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban. And it sounds really nice on a headline. But it's certainly a lot more than just a hemp ban, I assure you. Fix that gap right there. So yeah, with it being a hemp ban, see, why is my graphics not liking me today? It's the blue on the blue, right? I gotta get closer to y'all, man. I gotta get closer. It's breaking. It's breaking. It's breaking. We're cracking though. Look, I should just leave it like that. I should just leave it like that. We're just cracking it open right there. There you go. Computer is literally sliding. Everything's sliding. This is crazy. Technology, man. You know, and then what I think's happening too is the motion tracker. It's tracking me, so that's making it move when it shouldn't. There we go. All right, now we're connected. And so, you know, at this point, you know, I want to know in the comments from you all what, you know, a lot of people go to Michigan, and there's a lot of reasons for this. This is for certain strains, certain products, and ultimately to save money, right? But at the end of the day, with this new law that y'all have heard a lot about, people fighting over, this changes things. There's going to be these new rules about how you travel with it. So how you've been traveling around with it isn't the way you travel with it now. You have to have it stored in your trunk, somewhere where you can't reach it. It cannot be in your pocket, and it has to be sealed in its original packaging from. This thing never works reverse. Ohio. You see the thing here. It has to be from Ohio. So if you bring your shit back from Michigan, man, that's going to be a problem now. And see, it was always a problem because it was always federally illegal. But people have been doing it anyway because what's the chance of you getting stopped by an FBI agent? What's the chance you're getting stopped by an ICE agent? ICE agent is a federal agent. So you get stopped by an ICE agent and you got weed from Michigan on you. Now it's different. You get stopped by the state trooper, he gonna say, "Where'd you get that weed from?" And if the answer is, well, he's gonna want to investigate a little bit more to figure out where it's coming from. So that's why today's show is really important about, you know, understanding the law. Now, I put out a blog post. It's in the comments. Those who are watching on the replay, feel free to read it. I've linked Senate Bill 56 and Issue 2 in there so everyone can understand the differences in these changes here. There is no original packaging for home grow. So great question, Kevin B. They don't care about that. They don't really want us moving around with home grow. So don't think that because you grew some weed, it's cool to move around with it and then you might not have a problem, because you could get stopped and detained and you'll be subject to try to prove that you grew that weed. And what if you didn't? So you got to consider it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna travel with my homegrown weed. And hey, y'all really want to come see the grow? Hold on, let me log into my shit and show you why it's called Ohio Cannabis Live. I'll show you it came from here for sure. How about that? So, but everybody's not like me. And everybody doesn't want to be out there like that. So for those who are making these trips, you need to be aware of these rules and that time is running out. Unless they put in the moratorium thingy and get the signature thingy, then nothing thingy. Government-wise, federal-wise, that whole thing is up in the air. The government might shut down. So who in it knows what is really going to happen? Meanwhile, we're trying to have an event. We're trying to host an expo. We're trying to educate and unite people, bring people together, and provide useful information while helping you learn about some of these companies that are still here in Ohio. You know, and a lot of companies are leaving Michigan and coming to the Buckeye State because Ohio is better than Michigan. Let's say that shit out loud. Ohio is better than Michigan. Say it. Say it. Stop being a cheerleader for Michigan. It's time for us to end it. Our taxes are going to be cheaper for now. So y'all better celebrate that we didn't get stuck with that 20% tax that DeWine wanted to give us. Y'all need to figure out who you voting for the governor next year, because this is DeWine's last year. You need to figure out who supported Senate Bill 56. And if you are not happy with that, then you might want to vote them out of office. Or you need to go have a meeting with them and talk to them, educate them, tell them why you understand all this, but you better fix this law. Because I don't think anybody's really happy with it, to be honest with you. Because, you know, I know what license holders wanted. I know what consumers wanted. I know what hemp businesses wanted. And what we got was a catch-all gooply-gop. 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 What's a gooply-gop mean? It's just everything thrown together. Senate Bill 56, which was at one point a law that had a lot of things in it that was horrible, was starting to get better, but then DeWine put in his ban, and then the government put in their ban, and ban, and bullshit ban. Now we had it all together, and now we have a problem. Now we have all these things merged together, and everybody's trying to figure out what actually is still the law. But we really don't know, because every time we think it's going to be the law, something happens and it gets changed. Yeah, they keep changing it every single day, all the time. They keep changing it, and changing it. Even like while I'm live streaming, y'all, I'll be live streaming talking to y'all, and they'll be texting me like, did y'all see that news? Did you? Oh, what news? What are you talking about? They changed it while he was talking. By the way, if you want to support us, you can support us becoming a subscriber to the channel. You can support us through Cash App. You can support us through Patreon. We're everywhere. You could become a member. You could buy a ticket for the Ohio Cannabis Expo. If you are a business in Ohio or beyond and considering promoting your business in Ohio and you're a cannabis business, you need to consider becoming an exhibitor at the Ohio Cannabis Expo. I'm going to give you 5 quick reasons why real quick. Number 1, we are the cheapest. Number 2, free parking, free parking, free parking. Number 3, it's free for medical patients. It's free for veterans. It's free for bud tenders that come in. Number 4, it's going to be warm. It's going to be warmer. And number 5, we got a cash grab booth. Want to know more? Visit OhioCannabisExpo.com. Special shout out to our sponsors, Dope CFO, Dialed In Gummies, and Pure Ohio Wellness. Hey, we making some progress, all right? So if you didn't know, we're having an expo May 22nd, May 23rd here in Columbus, Ohio, in historic Hilliard at the McCoy. If you want to know more about this, visit OhioCannabisExpo.com. But also don't forget to visit OhioCannabisLive.com and sign up. And what we found out is that many of you have not hit the subscribe button on our site. We found out 1,300 of you never hit subscribe on the website. Go back to my site and hit subscribe, because I can't email you none of the new updates, none of the deals. Well, you want to get free stuff? Sign up. Sign up. Subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Share, share, share. Like, and comment in the comments. So I need to know, hey, Hippie Smiles, how you been doing? Yeah, save your Ohio containers. There you go. Tip from a very loyal follower and subscriber, Hippie Smiles. I hope you've been doing well. It's good to see you on here on the stream. Do you think prices come down to it? I think we have to stop being silly with ourselves about pricing, okay? Because prices, when we started out, a vape cart was $100. I bought one for $1. When we started out, you couldn't even buy an ounce. You can buy an ounce in Columbus for $100. So when I keep hearing stuff about prices coming down, I think the problem isn't you. It isn't me. It's the state of Ohio and their restrictive advertising practices, followed by the fact nobody knows who these companies are, followed by the fact no one can figure out where the menus are, followed by the fact no one even knows how many dispensaries are open in Ohio, because we've got this big mixture market here where we got people that are selling stuff at hemp stores and saying it's the same thing as a dispensary when it's not. It is not. But it is very similar. It's all still weed, but it ain't all exactly the same. And it ain't all created equal. And we'll talk about that in a whole nother video. And I'm planning on doing a presentation, hopefully with the testing lab, to break down what the real big difference is between THCA weed that's sold at the hemp store and the corner store and the gas station to the weed we getting at the licensed dispensary. What is really the big divide? Because there is a divide there. Okay. And I'm still learning a lot about it. Hi, Miracle. What's up, girl? Miracle's here to talk to y'all too. Say hi to everybody. What's up, girl? My doggy probably wants me to let her out. But anyway, and did you see the fork? She did not like the fork. I tried to build a fork for her. It didn't work out. So yeah, sorry about that. I tried it, doggy. I tried. You can't see her because she's hiding off camera, but she is here. So shout out to Miracle Riley the Husky. Make sure you follow her on TikTok, Miracle Riley Husky. And also make sure you go and follow me on my other channel. We only got 100-something subscribers there. Let's get that together. We got over 5,000 subscribers here and over 1.3 billion views here. Let's get some followers on Anthony D. Riley. Go to Anthony D. Riley and follow me. Somebody put the link to the other Anthony Riley channel, the cloned channel, so you can see what else I'm doing besides weed videos. That's a lot going on. You want to see more transdermal patches? Hey, I remember when that was something. That was a thing. Hippie Smiles at the very beginning. Mama Mastermind has popped in another super chat. Appreciate you, Mama Mastermind. She probably done already clicked off the stream already. She jumps in, jumps out, but I appreciate you, Mama Mastermind. Hey, Kim. Yeah, happy Friday. And you know, right now there's 17 people watching this stream, but I want to let y'all know we broke a streaming record already for 2026 with over 2,000 people watching our live stream in 1 week. So we can break a record again, because I know that this Michigan topic is something people care about. And I just want people to be alert and aware of what the rules are. So I'm going to say them again so you understand it. And if you didn't catch it, go back and read my post that I posted on my website on Ohio Cannabis Live. So basically, if you go to Michigan and buy weed, once the new law takes effect, if an Ohio trooper, a local police officer in Ohio catches you with Michigan weed, this will be illegal under state law, not federal. Federal law remains the same. So this means that you could now face new punishment and penalties for transporting weed from Michigan to Ohio. That is the main message I'm trying to carry today. And if you don't hear nothing else I say, understand that things will change when this new law takes effect. If it takes effect, I have expectations that it will. I do think it will be challenged. I do think that there is a possibility that federal law could also change things dramatically. And I really hate that that's going to happen. But unfortunately, it probably will, because right now the situation is simple. The state don't know what they want to do. The government don't know what they want to do. They're so confused right now. So for me, it's important for y'all to take this to heart. Senate Bill 56 is just a number to a law that has now been signed by Governor DeWine. There were many people who fought against this. There were people who were for this. There were dispensaries and other companies who were for this, and some other companies were against this. A lot of it was just due to the fact that it was a lot of unfair business practices being allowed under the hemp banner. A lot of companies was operating under the hemp banner and doing things that weren't right. This goes down to faulty product, untested product, unlabeled product, unlicensed product, unsafe product. It's also led to consumer confusion about what is a dispensary and what isn't. This led to people getting things that made them sick. This led to kids getting things because the state was stupid and didn't set. I said it. The state was stupid and didn't set an age limit. I don't understand how they could be so strict about this 21 and up thing, but then didn't set an age limit for hemp in the very beginning. Don't know. And then I think the other bigger thing is that Ohio remains undereducated about the benefits of natural growing sativa hemp. I think that we need to really start educating people about the benefits of specific cannabinoids things that are hemp derived. I think the whole state as a whole needs more education about hemp. I think that we need to understand where it comes from better. I think we need to understand its original applications in an industrial sense. I think we need to stop looking at something that could solve a lot of problems in Ohio, and looking at it as something that can benefit Ohio. But also at the same time, we have to be realistic ourselves. Ohio needs to do better on educating about legal cannabis in general, and we need to do better about allowing people to know where it is, how to get it, and what's right and what isn't. We can't just do this thing where you buy something at the store and it doesn't have instructions. That's not how things work. Pretty much anything you buy at the store, any electronic device, any food you buy, it comes with instructions. Our cannabis program is figure it out, watch a YouTube video, you might learn what might be legal. That is the problem I have, y'all. So I've been trying for many years to try to educate people about legal cannabis in Ohio and beyond. And I've been spending a lot of time recently trying to understand how we could have an event where people could get together and learn about it and also still have somewhat of a good time and not break any laws. So I had to follow this path to create the Ohio Cannabis Expo. And I had to do things uniquely different than what everybody else is doing. I'm not out here to copy or clone what anybody else is doing. I'm out here to bring everybody together and tie everything everybody else already done together so we can all understand it from a universal standpoint. I want legislators, lawmakers to understand. I want consumers to understand. I want business owners, dispensary owners to understand consumers' frustration. I want these license holders to truly hear from the community what they can do to earn the business, what they can do to do better. Because simply saying lowering prices, really that's a broad spectrum thing to say when the pricing is being changed and manipulated from one location to another. I give you an example. We've got more dispensaries in Columbus than you do in Athens. So I can tell you right now, if you're buying weed in Athens, you're going to pay more. It's not like this anything. It's because there's only two or three dispensaries there. You correct me if I'm wrong. But the problem is we don't have enough dispensaries. When you look at a market like Michigan, that's been operating as a legal cannabis business medically since 2008, and you're looking at a place that has over 800 licensed dispensaries operating, then you look at a place like here who has less than 300 that are up and running, and many of them struggling to get open because they're running into zoning issues. They're running into these municipalities fighting back. Once they said you can have a dispensary here, then they're changing their mind. So you have to understand we're fighting against the state, the communities themselves, and then the other big bad wolf, the alcohol industry, and everybody else who hates weed. We're fighting against all these metrics, and then we're still not getting any information against the people. If I could reach more than 16 people at a time or 1,000 people at a time, I would. But guess what they want me to do in order to do that? They want me to cheat. They want me to pay a bunch of companies a bunch of money. They want me to be rich. They want me to just give out all this money to these companies so they can reshare, retweet it. When we reached 1.2 million people, and we didn't give these companies a dime. Why do we do that? How do we do it? Because we're putting out information that actually is important. And that's the reason why we're still here. That's the reason why our YouTube channel operates. Yeah, we're going to tell you about products. Yeah, we're going to tell you about parties. Yeah, we're going to have fun here. Yeah, we're going to do giveaways. Yeah, we're going to talk about dabs. Yeah, we're going to talk about concentrates. We're going to talk about all that stuff here. But right now, until we can get this stabilized, we got to keep talking about this here. Because the more I talk about it, the more you talk about it, the more you share the video, the more you like the video, the more you comment the video, the more people will start to really see the algorithm. They'll put this on the For You page for Ohio. People will start seeing this from Ohio. But make no mistake, we are not going nowhere. I'm not going to stop doing this. I have a mission here. The mission is to bring us together, to educate us, to inform us while still entertaining us and still having fun. Okay? So one of the things that we're working on right now is the mastermind meetups. What does the mastermind meetup consist of? This is very simple. It's just hanging out, talking, and socializing. That's it. It's nothing else to it. We ain't got to make it no big drawn out thing. You want to be a sponsor? Email us at info@ohiocannabisexpo.com. We plan on doing these all the way leading up to the expo, and there'll be a mastermind meetup the days of the expo, but those will be for VIP only. So if you want to find out where the mastermind meetup is going to be, then you're going to have to pay attention and keep an eye out because it's going to happen sooner or later. then you might miss out. So yeah, let me know in the comments how much snow you got and weather. He said level 3 sound emergency. I got it there. I caught it. All right. That lasted for 5 minutes. All right. Well, at least I'm not in trouble there. So he said, I love how he put level 3 sound, level 3 sound emergency, man. See what happened. What happened was the dog wanted to go out, and I had muted it so y'all couldn't hear me say, "Let the dog out." Now you had to hear me say it. So I apologize about that. And that lasted for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna haven't heard anything in 4 minutes. I'm gonna be in deep trouble now because the audio dropped out. So this happens periodically when you're doing these live streams. You can have audio failures, but eventually we'll be upgrading some more things. I'm working on getting the 360 camera working here. I do got it. I got some great things to show you with the 360. So we'll be working on that. But at the end of the day, what I hope you can do since we're back and the sound is back on here. First, let me restate what I was saying because that was obviously missed. Is that when y'all say prices about prices, I can say from the very beginning, from 2018, when I first started the program as one of the very first people to buy something legal in Ohio, the stuff was $500 a zip. You couldn't even buy a zip. How about that? There was like less than 10 cultivators. And when vapes come out, one vape cart was $100. $100 for a throwaway. So look at it now. You can get a zip for under 100 or at 100 buds. I've proven this myself many times. What I was saying before is instead of making a trip to Michigan, you might want to make the trip to Columbus. Because Columbus has the most dispensaries in the state and will be the place with the most dispensaries because we got 45 licenses in Columbus for dispensaries. So there will be 45 dispensaries here, 30 or 40 in Cleveland, 30 or 40 in Cincinnati, 20 or 30 in Dayton, and elsewhere. Toledo, you're going to have 10 or 15 or 20 up there. So maybe more than that. So by the time it's all said and done, there's going to be about 400 dispensaries. But that ain't even enough. What you might not have heard me say is Michigan's had 800. They had a program that's been operating since 2008 as a medical program and then became rec. And then they had a caregiver program that was different from our caregiver program, if you know what I mean. Michigan has a different history with cannabis. There's a lot of things going on there that aren't happening here. And because of their surplus problem, because they have allowed a lot of multi-state companies to take over and buy up everything and push out all the local growers, now you have $7.99 ounces. $7.99 is what I heard an ounce is going for in Michigan versus 100 here. So yeah, it's still cheaper. But I'm just saying, by the time you make that trek from wherever you at, 3 or 4 hours, one way, 8-hour trek, gas, time, risk, is it really worth it? You tell me in the comments. Some of you are going to say yes, some of you are going to say no. But let's be real with ourselves. Prices on everything from flour to concentrates has dropped in Ohio. I remember when you couldn't get rosin under $100. Now you can certainly get rosin for under $100. I remember when you couldn't get vapes for less than $50, and now you can get vapes for less than $50. I remember when a 2.8 was $60. Now I've seen 2.8s for $5. I bought one the other day for $5. I mean, a 2.8 for $5. I seen one last night here in Columbus. I bought one last night here in Columbus for $16. So what I'm saying to you is where you live at, there may be high prices, and you may need to travel to Columbus, to the new weed mecca. Yes, they got a shopping mall in Monroe. I'm well aware. I've been there. And when I was saying I was muted, I've been to all these places. Y'all think Mastermind don't know. I know. Even when I don't go, I got people who tell me and show me. So I'm well aware of the Michigan market. I'm well aware of the Illinois market. I'm well aware of the Missouri market. I'm well aware of the Nevada market. I'm well aware of the DC market. I've tried weed from many of these locations. And a lot of them, when I tell them how much stuff is here, they're like, you guys got it made. Now, Michigan, they raised the price of the taxes 24% on the companies. So what are they going to do but pass that on to Ohioans? Because that's the bulk of their market. Because Michiganders don't even buy weed from the dispensary. You know why? Because they're bored with it. It's boring. Because their market isn't catered to them, it's catered to us. You didn't know that? So when you're in a dispensary in Michigan, you're around Ohioans. Michiganders ain't running to go buy no weed in no dispensary. Why? Because they can get weed anywhere. They can grow it. They can, get it from their friends. They can, it's way more laid back there. Let's just say it. So they don't need to go run to the dispensary and bulk up, stock up like we do. And I just want to remind y'all that the carry limit in Michigan is 2.5 ounces. The carry limit in Ohio is 2.5 ounces. So for those who are running there and buying a pound of weed and running it back here, you get caught with that shit here. Now, under this new rule, you could face all kind of charges from state and federal. So I'll rethink those missions real soon. And I would just tell you, the way they've set this up, you have to go to websites like OhioCannabisDispensaries.com, which I own that, and find out where these dispensaries are in Ohio, because there are more than you think. I remember I told you some of those names, like Green Light, Big Perm, and all that stuff's coming to fruition. Those places exist now. So there's all kind of names. There's all kind of rebranding going on. And we're going to talk about a lot of that but we got to get past this stuff. Okay? So I thought I'd spend Friday today telling y'all about the Michigan law. Not the Michigan law, about the rule that's going to impact us. That people that are going there should be aware that if you get caught, bringing weed back from Michigan specifically, or anywhere else that isn't Ohio, under the new law that was passed under Senate Bill 56, this will now be a state crime, not just federal. So I don't want anybody to get caught up in this and then be like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, you knew, because Mastermind has been telling y'all for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's good to see you on here too, Mike Brown. Thank you for coming here. Things are getting very difficult when so many MSOs in Ohio. Yeah, and let's talk about that before I go. Why is there so many MSOs in Ohio? The answer is very clearly, we're the answer to that. Because a lot of people decided not to support these small business owners who scraped up the money to get licenses, and they went to Michigan. So all the small business owners who got licenses, they sold them because they couldn't afford to stay in business because y'all wasn't buying from them. That's what happened. That's what happened in Michigan too. The same thing. Nobody was buying from the little guy. So the little guy's like, man, I can't take it no more. He sells to the big guy. The big guy takes it over, and he can sit there as long as he needs to till you finally realize, well, ain't nowhere else to go but the big guy. Also, there's a big misconception about MSOs too. Like some of them, when we say multi-state operators, what do we mean? Like, do they run the whole country, or they're in 2 states or 3 states? I've met some of these multi-state operators recently, and I got to talk to them a little bit. They're definitely not who they're being portrayed to be, that's for sure. However, there are some big bad wolves out there. I'm not going to deny that. However, I think that we have spent a lot of time wasted on acronyms, repeating the same names over and over, thinking that will change something or get somebody to do something. It's a waste. I think it's to the point now where it's what I've been saying before. We gotta educate people in order for people to know what's going on. If we're not educating them, they don't know. They have no idea. All they know is what they heard for 2 seconds on TikTok or 2 seconds on the news media. And all we've been hearing repeatedly about this law is hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban, hemp ban. When really more, it's a repeal of a lot of stuff in issue 2. A lot of people who thought they supported it don't even know what's in it because they didn't read it either. They might have read the initial version of it and was cool with it, but never read the final version. So in this post, in this stream, in the comment at the top pinned is a blog post I just wrote. You can read issue 2 and you can read Senate Bill 56 for yourself and draw your own factual conclusions about what's going on here. Don't let it just be me that told you, but I pointed you to the information. So you can't make excuses. Some guy's on here doing a video. He's just rambling on his opinion and going on through this political bullcrap. I'm trying to give y'all the straight up information because I think it's important for y'all to focus in on the law and what's changing. Because all the other things in between it, we can't do anything about that. All we can do is try to get the law changed and get it adjusted to where it gives people protections. What am I mean? I'm gonna close it with this. So this law takes away protections for probable cause search. Now they can just do whatever with that. This takes away unemployment protection. This takes away benefit protection. This takes away organ transplant protection. This takes away the extra leeway on the home grow. Bet you didn't realize that, did you? I got somebody arguing with me in the last stream about what I was saying, but look it up in issue 2. Go read it. What it says about the home grow and how many plants and the leeway that was written into it. They was talking about it, and I kept trying to tell you, hey, he's right. He's right about that. Joints don't grow on trees. But he was right about that 24. Because I saw it. I looked into that. So it's a lot. They changed the expungement rules. Used to be 200 grams you can get expunged. Now it's going to be 100 or less. They changed how it has to be stored. It has to stay in the original packaging no matter what it is. Gummies, doesn't matter. Still has to be stored in the original packaging. If you're transporting it, it has to be sealed. And I don't mean like just you seal it like with your fingers. I mean sealed from the store. So that means when you go to the dispensary to buy something, you can't open it in the car no more. Because if you get pulled over with that, that could be considered open container. You understand what I'm saying to you now? So in the comments on the replay, and there will be replays, share this. Let me know what you think, because this is the kind of stuff that was put in that law that people just ain't heard yet, unless they watched the stream and heard me saying it over and over and over. Not to mention, I showed you in the video when Senator Demora and I think it was Rep. Sweeney tried to warn and tried to get it amended in the committee. Go back and watch the committee video. That's where a lot of what I'm telling you is coming from. I heard it myself. You can hear it too. It's all on the record. Even what I said is on the record. So if you ever wondered what I said about Senate Bill 56, what I told him, what I said to him, it's public record. Go look it up. Just Google search Anthony Riley, Senate Bill 56. You'll see exactly what I said and where I stand on all this. I tried, and many others with me tried, but we wasn't strong enough. So now we have to try again to help people learn what is right, what the law is. And we have to also have people understand what they need to focus on. Because when we focus on things that don't matter, won't fix anything, like focusing in on a trade association, for example. The trade association isn't going to change the law. Focusing in on multi-state operators themselves in general isn't going to change the law. What has to happen is who is going to be running for office next and who supports what governors, who's running for governor, and what they support. Who's going to be in the next committee meetings in the next session? How can we talk to these lawmakers to get them to listen to us? What type of environment do we need to have them in where they will listen to us? Well, that's real simple. The Ohio Cannabis Expo. Because I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you now officially. Governor DeWine, Vivek Ramaswamy, Amy Acton, Steve Huffman, Rep. Stewart, Senator Demora, and the rest of y'all who'll be secretly watching my stream, and I know you're watching. I know y'all been watching. You just got invited live on Ohio Cannabis Live to the Ohio Cannabis Expo. We also invite the DCC, the Division of Cannabis Control. Come show up and talk to us. Answer our questions so we can get it right. We are officially inviting you. You have been invited. Yeah, I did that. Because at the end of the day, we need to know where these people I named stand now. Because at the end of the day, they're going to be up for election, some of them not. So, Representative Williams, you're invited too, buddy. I want to hear what you got to say now that y'all done put this through. And I think that, at the end of the day, we want to invite the people who are in the law firm that have been bragging that they helped put issue 2 together. Are they going to come help us refix it, repatch it back up? Because I think at the end of the day, I'll say it in closing. I don't think anybody wanted it to be wide open to minors. I don't think anybody wants weed from China. I don't think people want to be confused about a hemp dispensary versus a regular dispensary. I don't think that people signed up for a confusion cannabis program where we can't figure out from one moment to another what's legal and what's not. And we certainly are not okay with it being recriminalized for housing, recriminalized for employment, recriminalized for childcare, recriminalized for custody, recriminalized even if you work in the industry. Did you know? Even if you work in the industry, you are no longer protected under the law. You are still subject to the same BS that we went through before we legalized. That's in the law too. Did you know they're saying that everything that's cannabis related can now only be sold at dispensaries? Let that sit in for a second. And as I close today, we pray. God, please give us the faith and the strength to see this year through successfully. God, please give us the strength and the energy to bring everyone together in the most peaceful, respectful, and honorable way for May 22nd and May 23rd. The Ohio Cannabis Expo Columbus is happening one way or another. There is nothing going to stop us. Not rain, not snow, not clouds, not ice, not nobody going to stop us from getting together on May 22nd and May 23rd here in Columbus, Ohio. Visit OhioCannabisExpo.com. If you are a medical patient, your code is Ohio MMJ 2026. You get in free. If you are a bud tender, you get in free. Your code is BudTender 2026. And if you are a veteran, we appreciate your service. If you are active service, we appreciate your service. We love you. We honor you. You get in free. Your code is VET 2026. If you have any issues with these codes working, all you need to do is one simple thing. Email us at info@Ohio Cannabis Live or at Ohio Cannabis Expo, and we will happily make sure you get your free 2-day tickets. For licensed companies out there, what we're doing is revolutionary. $1,000 exhibitor booth for licensed companies. Unheard of in this industry right now. Shout out to the McCoy Center. Shout out to Dialed In Gummies. Shout out to Pure Ohio. Shout out to Dope CFO, our sponsors. Our exhibitor list is growing. I haven't released it yet, so don't panic. The site doesn't show there's no exhibitors. Don't worry, there are exhibitors. I just don't want to put it all on there until I got more on there, until it looks better. Okay? So, you go to our site. If you have questions, we have an FAQ right on the homepage. I get asked all these things. Can you send me everything you need to know that I know right now about the Ohio Cannabis Expo is on that website. And if it isn't, you shoot us an email at info@ohiocannabisexpo.com. Now, as I wrap this prayer up, we must thank ourselves and thank each other for being here today. God, thank God for the blessings that we all have received. Because we all are here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And God has already outlined it for us. So all you need to do to stay on track is keep the faith, like, share, subscribe. Because more missions and more messages are coming. And like I was told, your hard work has not went unnoticed. Your struggle hasn't went unnoticed. Your suffering hasn't went unnoticed. God is paying attention. And he has told me and tasked me to send this to you now. You stay strong. You maintain the faith no matter what you do. Because Mastermind is aware. And I know that this stream is making a difference. And that's why we'll be here next Friday, come hell or high water, at 4:20 p.m. And you make sure you bring your friend, you bring your mom, you bring your cousin, you bring your dad, you bring your sister, you bring your uncle, you bring your neighbor, you bring all of them to the stream live. And if they can't be live at 4:20, that's okay, because we got the replay. So make sure you tell them that's all right. And we're going to start streaming at different times. So when you start seeing the other streams, don't worry, 4:20 ain't going nowhere. Because it's always 4:20 somewhere, right? Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you're having for dinner. I want to know how many inches of snow you got and your location. Make sure you leave the city and the amount of snow you got. I want to know what your favorite strain is going into the weekend or this month, what you like. I don't care where it came from or how you got it. Just leave the name of the strain in the comments. Keep it respectful. Keep it fun. I want to know how you feel about this new policy about getting weed in Michigan. Please leave your thoughts in the comments because that helps keep the video going in the hour. The more y'all comment, even after the video, the more this thing will just keep growing. When you guys are going, no sound alert, believe it or not, that was actually helping the algorithm because all of a sudden there's all these comments, no sound, no sound, no sound. So finally, I looked over and said, wait, hold up. There's no sound. And see that little thing right there where I'm pointing at? If that's off, there's no sound. And that's how I realized. But what caught my eye was the level 3 sound emergency. I love it, man. We got to clip that and share that shit. The level 3 sound emergency, man. Notorious, man. That was the and then I saw a star shaking button. No sound. But just reached level 2. I loved it. The bot Rick Stay said you just reached level 2. Level 2 no sound emergency. But right here, we're here under a level 0 snow emergency. But I heard more snow was on the way. Also, I forgot to ask this. What's the temperature where you at? Alexa, what's the outside temperature in Columbus, Ohio right now?
It's 19 degrees right now.
19 degrees.
With the high of 20 and low of minus 10 today.
The low of minus 10. And we got a cold temperature warning. So if you got a cold winter warning, let me know in the comments. Again, I thank all of y'all for being here for this stream. Make sure you do me a favor, like I said, and you share the video with a friend because that's going to help us. If you're interested in being a part of Expo, go to OhioCannabisExpo.com and click on Become a Speaker and fill out our speaker form. And we'll certainly see if you fit the criteria for our event. So we appreciate y'all being here. That's all I got for now. I'll see all of y'all on the next stream. Peace.